What's up everyone, welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going over how to use the Google Keyword Planner to both forecast a Google Ads campaign and to build a brand new Google Ads campaign. So I'm going to go through the step-by-step process in this video. And this video will essentially be the next part to my Google Ads keyword research tutorial for 2022, which I just published recently. So in this video, I went over how to come up with keywords for your Google Ads campaign. I'm going to take it a step further and show you exactly how to build a campaign with the Google Keyword Planner. So what we want to do first is you need to create a Google Ads campaign if you don't have one already, and you can go directly to this URL here, the Keyword Planner, or when you go to your Google Ads account and you're in the overview screen, what you can do is go to Tools and Settings at the top and go to Planning here and click on Keyword Planner. Now I just recorded this entire video and lost the audio, I just had the video file. So I actually have the campaign that I did for that right here. So I'm gonna pause this for right now and we're gonna build a new campaign. And it actually works because I can show you an example from that campaign. So what we're gonna do is come over to Tools and Settings, go to Planning and Keyword Planner. So this is where we wanna start. So if we come to the bottom here, what you could see are different plans we have here. So there's some plans that have here that are over a year old, and you can create plans and save them, and you can also share them. So what we're going to do first is create our plan. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that and how to forecast some different data for your campaign. So what we're going to do is click on Discover New Keywords here. We want to start with keywords. So for keywords, what you want to do is enter the keywords based on the landing pages where you plan on sending traffic to. So you can see here, enter products or services closely related to your business. So what we can do is for Farmhouse Goals, I'm going to create ad groups for some of these different bedding posts I have on my website. On each post, if we go into it, you can see farmhouse bedding sets. You scroll down, it's a bunch of different farmhouse bedding sets for sale. So ultimately, I want to get people to go to these pages and purchase something from my website. Now, if you're not sure where to get started, let's just use an example from a completely different company. Let's say Advance Auto Parts reaches out and says, hey, we want to do Google Ads and we want to have landing pages basically for every single relevant page on our website. We want to try to advertise everything we offer. So if you go to Shop All, for example, and we just start right at the top here, you can see they have a ton of different options. What you would do is under air, fuel, emission, exhaust, you would use these different keywords right here, oil filters, air filters, cabin air filters, and we'll just open this page. And what you would do is enter all those keywords here. So oil filters, you could do air filters and enter all the different keywords, click on Get Results, and that's where you would get started. And then you could plan to send traffic to these landing pages that would be relevant for all the keywords that you're targeting. So that's an example for another business. So hopefully that helps as you're kind of trying to come up with which keywords to enter here. You can enter up to 10 keywords. What I'm going to do is enter the exact keywords for these different posts that I want to use as landing pages. So I'm going to enter all of these main keywords here. We're going to come over to the Keyword Planner again. Okay, so last but not least, farmhouse crib bedding. So you just enter the keyword, click on enter, and you can enter up to 10. Now the other thing you could do is start with a website and enter your website here, or use a specific page from your website. I prefer to use keywords, so I'm going to use keywords. When you use your entire site, they're going to give you thousands and thousands of keywords. So I like to use that more as you're trying to expand on an existing campaign, which I'll show you how to do that as well. But let's start with keywords. Okay, so we're going to click on Get Results. And this is what it's going to look like when you do a search. Now keep in mind, average monthly searches here, so it's showing my average monthly searches. I don't worry too much about average monthly searches. I just want to make sure there is some search volume for the keywords I'm targeting. Now, you're going to get ranges of data. For example, it might say 10,000 to 100,000 average monthly searches. You need to run an active Google Ads campaign in order to see this data. So I have an active Google Ads campaign in this account so I can see the data. Otherwise, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Refined keywords, I'm just going to get rid of for right now. If we scroll over, one thing to keep in mind is they do show the bids here, the top of page bid, the low range, and the top of page bid, the high range. So it gives you an idea of how much advertisers are bidding for these different keywords. So as we come over here, what we want to do is start building our plan. And ultimately what you want to do is create ad groups. So we're going to start and click on farmhouse bedding. We're going to click on this box over here and click on the checkbox. We're going to add this to our plan. Now you can add these keywords to an existing campaign. So if you click on that, you select the campaign from the list, and then you can add those to an existing ad group or create new ad groups altogether. What I like to do is we're going to create a plan right here. So we're creating a new campaign. We're going to create a new ad group for each of these keywords. You want to group together keywords based on the landing pages where you're sending traffic. So to use farmhouse goals as an example, I don't want to send farmhouse bedding keywords to farmhouse throw blankets because it's people looking for two completely different things. If we use the advanced auto parts here and we just come over here, you don't want to send people who are looking for oil filters to people who are looking for oxygen sensors. It's just different things. So you really want to focus on what people are looking for and send them to a page that matches exactly what they're looking for. So we come over to the keyword planner and let's create new ad groups. So I do farmhouse bedding. We're going to click on create. And then for keyword match type, you have broad match, phrase match, and exact match. I personally like using phrase match. I think it gives you plenty of volume for the keywords you're targeting, and the search terms that people enter remain relevant to the keyword you're targeting. Broad match, you're going to get some unrelated searches, but it does give you more volume. It's going to cost less for broad match. And then exact match really refines the keyword down to really close synonyms or obviously the exact keyword that people type in. To me, phrase match gives you the best of both worlds. So I'm going to add this to my plan, the farmhouse bedding ad group, phrase match, and we're going to click on add keyword. So now we have our plan started. So what we could do next is keep doing this for all the keywords that we have. So we've selected farmhouse throw blankets, add this to our plan. We're going to create a new ad group. So you click on create ad group and farmhouse throw blankets. And we're going to keep doing this. So you click on create, phrase match, and add keyword. Okay, so we want to keep doing this for all of these. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit and add these keywords here. Okay, so I've added all of these keywords to my plan now. And if we click on the drop down, you can see I have different ad groups for each of the keywords that I'm going to be targeting. Now, what you can do is scroll down and they're going to have a bunch of relevant keywords down here as well based on the ones we entered. Now, what I could do is say, okay, let's take modern farmhouse bedding. We'll take this keyword, add it to farmhouse bedding as a phrase match, and add this keyword. You don't necessarily need to do that. I'm going to show you how to expand your keyword list after we create a campaign. So what we can do next is we can look at some forecast data. So if we click on forecast, and you can see it's using our draft plan that we just created, the bid strategy of maximize clicks. You could also do manual CPC, but let's just do maximize clicks here. Click on apply. And what it's going to do is it's going to forecast data for the next month. So it's January 2022 right now. So it's looking at what results we're likely to see in February of 2022. Now keep in mind the conversion rate and value per conversion. This is using it from my existing campaign. So it's using it from historical conversion rate and value data from my account. So let's just say, for example, my conversion rate is 10%. My value per conversion is $5. So we'll just use some example numbers here. Click on save. So what this is saying right now is your plan can get 50 conversions. So over the course of February, I'm going to get 50 conversions. It's going to cost me $690 with a $25 average daily budget. So you can adjust your average daily budget here. And what I like is you can kind of move this along and say, okay, I want to get 60 conversions per month. So that's going to be an average daily budget of $45, but let's just say it's going to cost me $1.3 thousand. If my conversion rate is 10%, my value per conversion is $5, I'm only going to drive $300 in conversion value from Google Ads. So it kind of gives you an idea of how much you should spend. And obviously for this, I don't have enough keywords here. So if we come over to our keyword plan, which I'm going to do in a minute, you're going to see I need more keywords to basically drive more conversions. But just using this sample data here, you can kind of forecast what you can expect to see. So for me to be profitable, we'd have to come all the way down to, so if I did a $2.65 average daily budget, I can get 17 conversions in February. It's going to cost me $74. My conversion value is going to be $86. So obviously these are some really low numbers. So as you're spending more and more money, you can always improve these results. And ultimately what you want to do is improve your conversion rate and improve your value per conversion. So if we come over to our keyword plan here, it's going to show the exact keywords I'd be targeting. What I like is that you can see the top of page bids here. They'll show you average monthly searches, low range, high range. So you can kind of get an idea of which keywords are going to be the most popular. And if you only have 7 total keywords and you're doing forecast data, you really want to add more and more keywords here. So it just gives you an idea though as you're building your plan. So what we can do next is we're going to go back to keyword ideas. And let's just say I want to add a few more pages and I want to add a few more keywords here. So we're going to create some new ad groups. What you can do is just come over here, X out the keywords that we just searched. And let's just use an example and say I want to target keywords related to farmhouse wall sconce lights and farmhouse track lighting. So I want to add 2 more ad groups here. So what you can do is just come in here, farmhouse wall sconce lights. I could do farmhouse wall lights. Maybe we'll add them to the same exact ad group. And then we'll do farmhouse track lighting. Okay, so we click on get results. Now it's not going to get rid of our plan. So what we can do is we'll take these 2 keywords, we'll add these 2 to our plan. We're going to create a new ad group. We'll say farmhouse wall lights, create, we'll use phrase match keywords and we'll add these keywords. Farmhouse track lighting, same exact thing. We're going to create a new ad group again. Farmhouse track lighting. Okay, so we have our new ad group, phrase match. We're going to add this keyword. So now our plan is good for right now. Obviously, you would want to add way more to your plan. I would go through all of these posts and basically add all of them. When I do run campaigns, that's what I do. So if we come over to our keyword plan here, one thing you can do is just say, okay, farmhouse goals plan, and we'll say January 2022. So we click on save, and now our plan is saved. So now we can go back and we can stop working on our plan for a little bit. We could start working on it tomorrow. We could work on it next week. You saw they had a bunch of plans saved already in my keyword planner. But what we want to do is when you click on keyword plan, you can create your campaign with what we just did. So that's what we want to do next is create campaign. So we're going to name our campaign. We'll do farmhouse goals example. And we'll click on save. Okay, so now our farmhouse goals example campaign was created. Now you need to make sure you create ads in each ad group so that your campaign can be served. So this is where we go into each individual ad group. We need to make sure we have ads that match the keywords we're targeting and make sure our ads are sending people to the right landing page. So if we click on view campaign, it'll bring us right into our farmhouse goals example campaign. So if we click on ad groups, you can see all of the ad groups we just created. If we click on keywords, you can see all the different phrase match keywords we're targeting and the ad group that matches up with each keyword. So what we want to do is we're going to go into ad groups and just go one at a time. And I'm going to start with farmhouse throw blankets. So we want to click here. It's going to show this search keyword. So what I like to do next is if we click on the plus sign, you can enter the keyword right here. So farmhouse throw blankets, click on enter. And what it's going to do is give us the most relevant keywords. So you can see some here. So Berkshire farmhouse blanket or Berkshire farmhouse blanket. You can add these keywords, but they're brand keywords. So I'd prefer to maybe say specific styles that people are looking for. And what I like to do is try to find the most relevant keywords. So we have farmhouse throws for couch. This is a good one because it doesn't actually have farmhouse throw blankets in there. So farmhouse throws for couch. I might just want to come over here and say farmhouse throws. Another thing, so all of my, let's just go to the page here. I have rustic blankets as well. So maybe what I want to do is come over to my campaign and do rustic throw blankets. Maybe I could just target farmhouse blankets. And then we'll come over here and just see if there's anything else that's relevant here. So modern farmhouse blanket. Now, if you see this where it's a different order, you don't need to target keywords in a different order. You don't need to target misspellings or anything like that. Just focus on these main keywords here. So for right now, these are some good keywords. Could always add more as we go. Farmhouse Christmas throws. But for right now, these are some good keywords. Now, keyword match types. So if you don't put either quotes, so quotes indicate a phrase match keyword, or brackets, brackets indicate an exact match keyword, you're going to be targeting broad match keywords. So what I generally do is put quotes around all my keywords. So we're going to put quotes here. Okay, so we have quotes around all the keywords here. And if we scroll down, we can click on save. So that will allow us to add more keywords to our ad group to make sure we're targeting every relevant keyword. We can always add more keywords as well. So maybe I want to do vintage throw blankets. So let's just add a few more real quick. Okay, so we have 2 more keywords we're going to add here. So these are also relevant for what I'm targeting, both phrase match keywords. Now, if you see something like this, not eligible, low search volume, I click right here, click on edit, and we're just going to remove this keyword altogether. So just select the keyword and remove it, because your ads are not going to run for that keyword because there's just not enough search volume. So that keyword is removed now. So now we have all of our keywords in this ad group. What we need to do next is create advertisements. So we come over to our ads and extensions and we want to click on ads. I'm not going to go through extensions in this video, but you should use relevant extensions for your campaign. So if we click on ads and we click on create ad right here, we want to create a responsive search ad. So a responsive search ad allows us to add up to 15 headlines, up to 4 descriptions, And it's going to help us create a ton of different advertisements, and then Google will automatically serve the ones that perform the best. So I usually start from top to bottom. We're going to start with our final URL. So we'll come over to Farmhouse Throw Blankets. We're going to copy this, come back over to our campaign and paste it right here. Display path, I'll usually just try to match up whatever I'm targeting. So throw blankets. And now what we want to do is enter some different headlines here and then some different description lines. Now, one thing you can do, it's going to say for optimal ad performance, include these keywords in your headlines. So if we click on more ideas, they're going to give you a ton of different ideas here. So farmhouse throw blankets, farmhouse blanket styles. I actually don't like that keyword. Okay, so what we could do is put our brand in here, farmhouse goals. We could do choose farmhouse blankets. We could do rustic blankets for sale, rustic blankets for farm home. So it just gives you a bunch of different keyword ideas. Now I'm going to add some more headlines in here, or a bunch of headline ideas using keywords essentially. Okay, so coming back over here, I'm going to add some more headlines. I'm going to kind of fast forward to this part, but keep in mind they show you this at the top and they actually give you some different ideas. Add more headlines to increase your chances for better performance. What I'd like to do is get check marks for these 4 options: unique headlines, unique descriptions, and then using popular keywords in your headlines and basically using all 15 headlines. Okay, so I have 15 different headlines here, and some of the ones I have, so plaid, woven, quilted, and boho. So basically sometimes what Google is going to do is combine multiple headlines to create one long headline. I'll show you an example in a minute. Get comfortable and cozy. We have farmhouse goals, just our brand here, the main keyword at the top. Now you can pin headlines, but I usually don't pin headlines unless you really, really need to say something in a headline. But if we keep scrolling down, we need to enter 4 description lines. So one thing is you can always click on these view ideas and they're going to give you more and more ideas here. So call to action phrases, promotional phrases, trust phrases. So there's a lot of different things you can enter in your descriptions. So I'm going to do all my descriptions now. And ultimately what I want is an ad strength of at least good with all 4 of these boxes checked. So we're going to come over and enter these descriptions. Okay, so I entered all 4 of these descriptions here, and then all we need to do is you can enter extensions here. So I would highly recommend adding site link extensions. I'm not going to do it just for the purpose of this video, but you can create site link extensions here, and I can link to some of these different bedding pages on my website. So I can link to my main bedding sets page. I can link to my sheets and pillowcase sets, because people who are looking for bedding set might say, you know what, let me look at the sheets and pillowcases as well. So you want to enter all these different extensions here. I'll create a new video to go over all the relevant extensions. But what we can do now is just click on Save Ad. And what's going to happen is our campaign is going to start delivering because we have an ad in our ad group. And now we need to make sure, so this is the only advertisement we have. So if we come to our campaign and we go to ads, we have 1 advertisement here. So what you can do if you want to try to create ads a little bit quicker is select this one, copy it, and then you can actually paste it into some of your different ad groups. And then if I'm targeting duvet covers, I just want to make sure I change everywhere it says throw blankets to duvet covers. I want to make sure I update the final URL properly. Now I'm not going to sit here and create an entire campaign because it'll take hours. But for right now, what you can see is if we come back to our campaign, I would click on our farmhouse goals example campaign, you can adjust your budget here. And then what we can do is click on it. You can see all of our different ad groups, and you would want to go into each one and create ads for them. So the only one we have right now is throw blankets. You can see the keywords we're targeting. You can see the ad that we have created for this. Now, since I created this video and lost the audio, I went in to do an example over here, and I just searched farmhouse throw blankets. At the very top, you could see farmhousegoals.com, farmhouse couch blankets, farmhouse blankets for sale. And you can see they entered a couple of my different description lines. So now we have an advertisement in Google. So this is all you really need to do to get started with advertising in Google. You can use the keyword planner to create campaigns. Now I'm going to create a separate Google Ads tutorial to kind of go over everything from conversion tracking to creating a new account. But what we can see, and the last thing we want to do is go to settings for our farmhouse goals example campaign. And what you're going to see is we have our campaign name. You can select goals here. So goals is going to be essentially the conversion that you're optimizing for. I will go through this more in the future. If we come down, we can choose our marketing objective. So sales, leads, website traffic. Ultimately, you usually want sales or leads depending on what your conversion is. You can see campaign status enabled, networks. We have Google Search Network. Let's include Google Search Partners and click on Save. Locations, so you can update the locations you want to target. So we'll click on Save. Languages, you can make sure you're just targeting the languages your customers speak. So for this example, I'm just going to do English and we'll click on Save. You can adjust your budget here. You can adjust your bidding. So right now I have maximize clicks. You can set a maximum cost per click bid limit. So I only want Google to bid up to, let's just say, $1, for example. You can also change your bid strategy and go for conversions, conversion value. I wouldn't recommend doing impression share for this type of campaign. So you can adjust your bidding. Usually I will go for conversions, and then you want to set a target CPA based on essentially how much a conversion is worth for your business. So we'll click on Save here. And now you can see start and end dates if you want to adjust that. But right now we have a campaign launch. We just have to go through our example campaign, go to each individual ad group, make sure we have ads there. And then when you do go into each ad group, you can keep adding more and more keywords. Like I showed you earlier, click on the plus sign to add keywords. And you can see farmhouse duvet, modern farmhouse duvet cover, king. Now some of these are going to overlap, and eventually what you're going to do is you're going to get a notification up here that says redundant keywords. So you can always go in there and remove any redundant keywords, because farmhouse duvet would probably be the same as farmhouse duvet cover. If I'm targeting farmhouse duvet cover as a phrase match keyword, I don't really need to target this keyword or that keyword, but there's no downside to putting more keywords here. So we're going to click on cancel. We have our campaign created, and this is essentially all you have to do. If you have any questions about that, please leave them in the comment section. When you're in tools and settings and you go to the keyword planner, you can create your plan, you can forecast some data, you can add more and more keywords before you launch your campaign so that you have a completed campaign. But I just wanted to show you an example of how to do this, how to create some different ad groups, and hopefully it's all helpful if you're trying to launch a new campaign or add keywords to an existing campaign. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. Thanks for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.